Oh, no. He only went and did it. Happy holiday time, everyone. Happy December. Hello to, I think we have one viewer right now, and that's awesome. Hello to you. This session is just me and you. We're just doing this together. Me and you. We got this. You got any questions? You need any help? I'm here for you. The holiday mode, Crazy Ben is here, and we're having a chill session. I'm even getting in the December spirit. I have been enjoying the Baileys already. Is my dude Dan the man, savior with the plan, was it? Dan, I can never remember that rhyme. Dan the man, savior of the plan? I don't know. Hey, buddy, I'm good. How are you? I've had a very busy day. I'm super low energy, but I'm going to try and just have a bit of fun this evening. I don't know. How are you? What's going on in your world? It looks like it's just me and you, and that's okay. We'll crack on. I'll just play a little bit, and we'll see what happens. I hope you're enjoying the get up. It's it's just for you, Dan. Enjoy that. Things are getting weird. Right. Anyway, good. Dan, and just in case there's any other wonderful folks that join tonight, welcome back to part 5. I think it's part 5 of this coding live stream thing where we attempt together to make a little sort of recipe app using Jetpack Compose, the new sexy awesome way to do Android UI as opposed to the old school XML. Yusuf, hello buddy, how you doing? How's life? What's going on? Welcome back to part 5, but please don't worry if you've not been to any of the other parts. It's really not a problem because we'll do a quick recap when we actually hit the code, and it's all super easy stuff, and I think I probably go a little bit overboard with the explaining every time we get there. For now, I just want you all to enjoy this. Look at that nonsense. I love it. It is Christmas sweater time. And in fact, some terrible Christmas sweaters is the best way to go for me. They're my favorite. Yusuf says, finally made it to one of these. I'm multitasking, so I may not be 100% engaged. That's okay. Me too. I'm never 100% engaged with anything in life, but I'm glad you could make it, buddy. And if you've got any questions about the mysterious world of Android development, please holler to me. Otherwise, I'll just be in the background talking to you, giving you some love. Thank you for saying you love the outfit. I appreciate that very much. Welcome if you're just joining us. We'll give folks a couple of minutes just to get on and take in the wonderful mess of a view. If you're new to this streaming set, perhaps, Yusuf, maybe this is something interesting for you to hear. We're going to do some coding at some point. To start with, I'll do a load of like recaps, and I'll do some notices. And Louis here. Good sir, welcome back. I've seen that I think you've been absolutely smashing the Advent of Code stuff, I think, Louis, if I'm right. Maybe I saw that on Twitter. Maybe I'm losing my marbles. Nice to see you as well, buddy. I was just saying, for anybody that's new, we're going to do some notices, then we'll get into some code, we'll do a recap, we'll do some coding at some point, and spattered throughout, especially during this holiday time, during this holiday season, we have this beautiful book. Yusuf, if you're hearing this, buddy, we have this joke book. And basically, at any point, anyone in the chat can just type in a number. And it's a page number from 1 to 280. And that page number I will flip open to at some point and read a joke from. It's very simple. It's an easy way for me to break up the monotony of coding and keep people interested. And hopefully provide a little bit of holiday cheer, but usually just cheer or awkward face palms, which is totally fine as well. Right. Over to my notes. I've made a bit more effort. Very quickly. Usually during my live streams, the past 4, every single one of these videos that's happened to, the start is glitchy. Absolutely glitchy like hell. Can someone let me know in the chat if it's still like that? If it's not, then let me tell you that I've made some changes to my live stream setup. So hopefully, I'm sending the recommended amount of bitrate that YouTube wants. So if someone could just tell me if it's like laggy, janky, like it always is in these stupid start of the live streams, it usually clears up, but I'd love to know if it's not. Now it's fine. Yes, I've cracked it. Happy holidays to me. Thank you, Dan, for the yell, buddy. Yusuf, absolutely, yes, please shoot a number for the page number when you want. So anyway, the note that I'm just trying to make is that when I was doing the tests for this live stream setup, my video player for some reason defaulted to like full-on pixel blocky, disgusting, you couldn't even see anything. So if that's happened to you, then go to your little video settings in the bottom right of YouTube, the little cog, and make sure that your video settings are set to 1080. I should be coming to you in 1080. I should be able to access you in 1080. So just in case that's happened to you, for some reason it happened to me. No idea why. But hey ho, there's the first notice. Second one, we're gonna fling over to the old screen. I was actually on someone else's YouTube channel recently. Let me just Google it. ADT Ben Kadel. I don't know how to Google the stuff. Oh, amazing. There it is. I was on a wonderful person's channel called Musen, who joined us actually in the live stream last time. And he basically did an interview with me for about an hour and a half. He breaks it up nicely. He's done lots of little shorts from the interview, sort of taking little bits of interesting, perhaps entertaining moments from that interview. And we just talked about Android development and how new developers, maybe junior developers, can get into the world of Android. Some of my opinions on it, although I'm not any sort of font or fountain of wisdom. I'm just an idiot with a hat and a microphone, so maybe take it with a pinch of salt. But anyway, I had a great time. He's a wonderful interviewer, and we made a video, and it's on his channel, which you can hopefully see on the screen right there. In fact, I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to paste it into the chat. Hey, yeah! Oh my goodness, we've got some chat. Let me just catch up with the chat. So, Louis says, yeah, Advent of Code, it's been fantastic. Louis, my dude, I'm going to talk about Advent of Code in just a second. The notorious AWH finally caught you guys live. Awesome. Been following the project and would like to thank you for taking my understanding to the next level. Learned a lot. Awesome. The notorious AWH. AWH, that's a mouthful. The notorious AWH. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome. Welcome. You are absolutely welcome here. If you enjoy stupid, awful jokes, then just at some point in the chat, write a page number from 1 to 280, and I'll read you a joke at random intervals. We're just having fun. We're just chilling. We're learning together, really. Anyway, second note was just about the video with Musen. Check it out if you, for some reason, like crap that I'm in. I have no idea why you'd want that. Great. Second point. We're getting through them. Next one is super exciting. Dan said 13. Dan, you always say 13, Daniel. Daniel. Also, if anybody doesn't know, Dan saved me in stream 2, was it, Dan? I don't know what it was. But anyway, I was being an idiot. Dan saved my ass. So we have a chant here that I'm going to get on a shirt eventually, but I can never remember exactly what it is. It's something like Dan, the man, the hero with the plan, or something like that. I don't know. If anyone can remember it, please note it somewhere. Please. Anyway, back to the notes. This one is super exciting. Dan, I'll do your joke in a second, but I haven't forgotten. Just getting through this. I'm doing another interview. So I just talked about Musen's interview. I'm doing another interview on another YouTube channel, one that you might have heard of, and I am the biggest fanboy of. Are you ready for this? You're not going to believe this. Sometime in the middle of December, I don't remember the exact date right now, but I am going on the YouTube channel Coding with Flow. Yeah, the Coding with Flow. For some reason, Florian, the wonderful guy behind Coding with Flow, that many of you, hopefully most of you know about, have seen, invited me to go on his channel and do an interview with his new podcast series where he goes and interviews really, I don't know why I'm picked for it, because I'm very honored, but like people that are well known in sort of the developer industry, some web devs, some Android devs, all sorts of different devs, talking about the experience, how to get into it, and he's gonna interview me, stupid me. And the thing that I'm very excited about it, as you can tell, but I am such a fanboy of Coding with Flow that I don't think I can compose myself. I don't think I'll be able to compose myself the whole time. I'll just be like, it's you, Florian. And he's just going to be like, answer a fucking question. I'll be like, oh, it's you. So yeah, that's exciting. So hopefully some part through December, I'll be doing the interview. I don't know when his release schedule is, so I'll try and keep you posted. And obviously, he still has time to pull out if he wants to pull out. Please don't pull out, Florian. This is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. But yeah, that's exciting. Zeus Almighty, 3 hours of chat. That's going to be fun. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And the dude is fantastic as well. And he doesn't bullshit. He asks in the other videos that he's done, the other podcasts, I'd recommend watching them, especially one with Gabor. So Zuedin is his like user handle. They talk about some really technical stuff. So I'm terrified because I don't know squat. But I'll hopefully make it a fun time. That's my play. That's how I roll. The Notorious, I'm just going to call you Notorious. There's a lot of people can learn from you, so no need to be surprised. Oh, bless you! What is happening today? I'm getting touched. You guys can make me blush. But it is I'll take that as my holiday gift from you. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful of it. Right, before we carry on, Dan has been sitting patiently with a number 13, which he always says, and you always say it, Daniel. Here we go. In fact, you can probably remember what the category is, Dan. I won't put you on the spot. It's alphabet. Right, I have to try and think which one Ben would have picked last time and which one I shouldn't pick this time. Okay, here's one. This is bad, and this is how we're going to start off on this foot, Daniel. The category is alphabet. Which 3 letters, and get cozy, which 3 letters are full of power? N-R-G. I think I'm supposed to say like N-R-G. Like N-R-G. Do with that what you will. Joke book. Great job. Daniel, everyone. Dan the man, the hero with the plan. That feels right. We got some chat. Zeus. Yep. Watch Gabor left with strong feelings about MVI. Yeah. That's a short that Coding Flow has like ripped out of his video. Like the fact that like Gabor just... Well... I don't know spoilers, but MVI is mentioned a lot, and it's interesting. It's fascinating. Yeah, there we go. Where was I? There was a joke. We were talking about this. Yes, we got 3 more points just very quickly. So last time, yeah, Yusuf, thanks, buddy. This hat is really hot. I'm going to take it off later. Last time we did a live stream for some beautiful reason. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you so much. We went over 3,000 subscribers, right? Which is awesome, and I can't believe it. And the reaction video it's pretty funny, I think. I don't know. It's just me being, like, fucking shaking fake maracas and stuff, wearing a stupid hat. But the point that I want to make here with this is every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do like a celebration video. That's like a special video. It's got a lot more sort of content wrapped into it, like one big single topic, and there's even some extra fun weird bit with this strange character called Kadel, which is really weird. I don't know anything about that guy. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that it's been ages and the 3K video still isn't even out. It's not even been planned or filmed or edited, and I just want to say I'm sorry about that, because I try and keep to a decent-ish schedule with those 1,000 sub videos. We're already up to like 3,200 subs, so we're already getting to the next one, and I need to get on with it. So anyway, today I had a I had a brain explosion moment where I was like, I know the topic. So I've got the topic ready to go. I just need to do it. The problem is Christmas is coming up, and this is probably my last thing that I'm doing this year of 2021 on this channel, and it's probably going to be January of next year when I actually pick up and do videos again. So I'm sorry, and I hope that's okay. Please be patient. Don't stop loving me. Or just like me. I don't know. I'm on a really weird vibe tonight. I don't know why. Says as he sips his booze. Anyway, it's Thursday? Wednesday? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, last 2 points, and then we'll get into some coding. I always do this. Take way too long. I've done the next point. The Christmas holidays, unlikely to get a video out soon. Great, now you know. So I'll see you in January, you lot, I suppose. And the final one is advent of code. Now, this one is really a big one, and this is something that me and Louis were just talking about in the chat. Here, Advent of Code is a thing, an event that happens in December every year where... Each day of December, a new coding challenge comes out, and it's on this website, adventofcode.com. I'll just copy and paste it into the chat as well. And basically, you can go to each one, sign up. I've signed up with my GitHub, and you can do the coding challenge. Basically, it's some sort of long blurb about elves and submarines and stuff, and it basically makes you do a piece of code to get a single answer. And you can put that answer into the submission box and pass the challenge, and there's 2 little tasks each day. Now, I wanted to first raise that point and say, Louis, my dude in the chat, is absolutely nailing it. I'm seeing it on Twitter, I believe. As I said, that he's just smashing it. So great job to him. Reach out to Louis about coding and float about Advent of Code. Sorry, Lou, just chucked you under the bus. I'm taking this off. But the thing I wanted to say and sort of come clean about is I did day 1. I did day 2. And then I started day 3, and I was like, okay, I'll come back to this later. The weekend passed. Monday, Tuesday, all the days passed, and I haven't done task 3, and I think I've just sort of given up now, which is terrible. And I don't know if that's like why I'm saying it. In fact, I should have just kept it quiet, but I want other people, if they've sort of abandoned ship on it, to not feel so bad, because I feel terrible about it. I feel like a letdown, but I just can't be bothered. Just lost. Like, I don't know. Bad excuse. I'm quite busy. I'm doing lots of stuff. I'm doing side projects, getting gifts sorted for Christmas. I can't find the time for it to sit down and properly enjoy it. So yeah, I'm way behind, and it's very sad. And I'm sorry to the community and all that. I should do better, but hey, it's yeah, that's that. Anyway, Advent of Code though. Go check it out. It is a fantastic, great fun. And I think this year even they did like, oh, not starting soon. Goodness, that's the wrong scene. They did like the folks behind JetBrains did a little video introducing Advent of Code, because they've like got some sponsorship with it now. And basically you can earn some potential JetBrains swag as well. So if you need more convincing to do Advent of Code, I think you have to, there's a video about it. We'll find it later. You have to put a specific tag, a hashtag in your GitHub repository, and then they'll find you that way and give you swag, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, blabbing on. That is all of my notes. Before I carry on, I always like to start, well, not start, but sort of ask the question, how are all of you? What's going on in your world? Has anyone got any cool, exciting news to tell, or anything interesting to tell? Where are you signing in from if this is your first time in the live stream? Whereabouts in the world are you streaming from? I would love to hear about that in the chat. Please type it in the chat. There is no wrong messages. Ask questions as well. That's the thing I always say about live streams. I'm here. I am some sort of professional, Android professional. I wouldn't call myself a professional, but anyway, I work in the industry. So if you have questions about the industry or coding, then I'm here to answer those questions now. And that's the benefit of being here live. Yosef says, here for the vibes. Here for the vibes. Here for the vibes. I'll drink to that. I mean, I'll sip to that. I don't want to. Gusse. You can tell them in Germany, can't you? The crazy drinks. And Lou said, no problem. Happened the same with me last year. Yeah, about the Advent of Code giving up on my part. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I can pick it up. I've just got no time whatsoever. So if I find time, I might. But I'm probably not going to, because I'm a lazy bugger. Anyway, there we go. Right, let's do in. Oh, Yusuf, signing in from Manchester. Manchester Massive, man. Wait, was that Manchester? No, that was more of a London. Hi from whereabouts in Manchester, by the way. I love Manchester. I've been there many times. Got a lot of friends in Manchester. Big fan of Didsbury area, just in case that's near where you are. Starting my second role in the industry on Monday. Nervously excited, says Yusuf. Second role in the industry? Yusuf, my dude. Congratulations. There we go. That wasn't meant to be patronizing, but it was generally congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, whereabouts, if you don't mind sharing. Because didn't you just get like a role in the industry as well? You're absolutely smashing it. You're cleaning up, son. Zeus says, top 10% on Duolingo this year. Oh, Zeus, my boy. So Duolingo, factually, I can't say factually. Context, I'm biased. I work for Duolingo's competitor, Babbel. We make a language learning app, competitor to Duolingo. So factually, Babbel is the better app, Zeus. Can't say that, by the way. Just joking. It's comedy, YouTube, or anybody watching. Yeah, Duolingo's dope as well, though. And congratulations for your top 10% on Duolingo. That's dope. I mean, like, can you explain what that means? Does that mean that you're on some sort of leaderboards on Duolingo or something? Congratulations, Zusa. That's awesome. What language or languages? East Didsbury. No way. East Didsbury. Get lost. That's dope. Such a cool place in Manchester. If any of you are going to Manchester or England anytime, East Didsbury is dope. But the whole city of Manchester is absolutely quality at the moment, I think, personally. Anyway, shall we get into some code? I suppose. Moonpig! Yusuf! Congratulations! I'm Larry! Yusuf, congratulations. That's amazing. I genuinely, I'm not just saying this to be like nice or whatever. I use Moonpig all the time for the cards because I'm too lazy to like go out and buy a card and like write in the greeting card and send it off. I just do it on Moonpig, and I can even stick funny pictures and stuff on it. So that's amazing. Do you know what you're doing at Moonpig yet? Like back end, front end, full stack, microphone, CEO probably. I don't know. Congratulations though, buddy. Oh, How nice. Well, some good news. I love that. Good news. Right. Let me get the other screen going over here, and we'll get into some code. Oh, not this. Yeah. So we've been working on, I'm going to do a recap for anybody that hasn't been in the other parts. I'm going to open up, first of all, let's get a fresh page here. Let's get screen copy open. And where is it? Here we are. We've been working on a app, obviously. It doesn't look like much. In fact, it looks like garbage. It's called Disher. It contacts the meal database API, and it basically lists, to start off with, a bunch of food categories, which I can click into chicken, for example. It then lists a bunch of chicken dishes that it knows about in its database. So like, the image loading time is really struggling today. Like Chick-fil-A sandwich, and if I click onto that, we get details about it. And these are basically the 3 screens of the app so far. This detail screen is not UI complete at all. It's just thrown together and a little tiny bit of functionality in there with some links and so on. Mate, Yusuf said, all right, I'm going to stop chatting. Don't stop chatting. Mate, I love it. I love the chat. That's what I'm here for. Like, the live is better when people are chatting. Full stack dev, Yusuf. Awesome. What is the... I guess you don't know much about the Moonpig stack yet, maybe? Like, is it a Ruby backend? Node backend, some sort of crazy Fortran. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. I'd love to know more. Anyway, this is the app we've been making called Disher. We've got lots of work to do yet on it still. And if you're interested in following along, the repository for Disher is on my GitHub, cardelia/Disher, which I'm going to post in the chat as well right now. You can see here is the repository. There's different branches because I did open this up for Hacktoberfest in October for people to get involved with. But the live stream branch is the one that basically I'm accepting no pull requests into. This is the one that I'm working on during the live stream. Very good. So if you want to follow along, that's that. The meal database API is here as well. I'm going to dump that in the chat too. And this is where we're getting our API, our free API backend. No need for a token or authorization. We can just call it, pass it some information. Different endpoints give us different things. Yada, yada, yada. The classics. All right, the code base. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in a bit more now, try and give you that visual. Can I just get a check from someone in the audience in terms of my screen blockiness and clarity? How clear is it? Like, is it crisp? Can you see it crisp as day, or is it like blurry? Just let me know in the chat at some point if you can, just because, again, as I said, the new settings for my stream, I'm not sure if I've destroyed the entire thing and I need to fix it. Anyway, if you can see text and you can read it, good. That's what we're after. Right. What were we doing last time? So very briefly, we have, as I said, the 3 screens, and we've got it broken. Oh, someone said, yep, it's great. The Notorious says, yep, it's great. I'm so happy about that. It seems like I've fixed my live streaming quality issues, so that is good news. The 3 screens we have here in separate packages on the left, you probably can't see these very well, but it says category, detail, and dishes. The category screen is the first screen, goes to the dishes screen, which presents the dishes, and then the detail screen is the individual dish screen. We have a database package for the database, which we were setting up last time, which we're probably going to pick up and start with. We have a DI package for dependency injection for using Dagger Hilt. We're using Hilt for our dependency injection. If you want to learn more about that, go to stream 1, where we set it all up. I go into a big full-on blabberooski about Hilt and how it's so wonderful and why it's so wonderful. And then we have some UI stuff that is for Compose, the new way of doing UI. In our main activity, which is our entry point to the app, so our main activity is our single screen, and we load in different composable functions in here. We have this nav host, which controls navigating between these different composables, and there's 1 composable, 2 composable, 3 composables. Those are our screens. At the top one is category, second one is the dishes, third one is the detail screen. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And if we go into the detail screen, for example, and zoom in, you can see these at composable functions. They are our compose functions, where we can declaratively declare UI in Compose. Tasty. So I've got a couple of things that I want to do on this list here, but I really sort of came into this session very unprepared. So if there's something you want me to do or go over, please, I beg of you, I'm begging you, let me know. I promise I'll talk to you about it. I'll answer some questions. Last time we were doing it, we were working on, where's screen copy gone? Come back onto the screen copy. Where's a bloody Disher gone? There it is. We were doing this heart thing. We were adding in a room database. So you can add a database, which is an SQL database called room, into our app, right? So that we can do persistent storage in a good, clean, SQL-y way, right? And we added in a database to be able to save these individual meals basically to like a favorites list so that I can click on a heart, this heart, and toggle it on and off if this meal is in my favorites list. Okay. In terms of what we've already done, here is this heart, this image here. I hope you can see that all right. And when we click on it, so you can see it's a clickable, we go to the view model, which is just our like the logic center of our user interface. We say save to favorites. And inside of our view model, we do a very simple, oh, hang on. We did this some little testing last time. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. We do a DAO save meal. And this DAO is a data access object for databases. So a DAO is our way of communicating with the database. Really nice, simple way of communicating with the database. And we have this Disher DAO, which is the one we're just referring to, which lets us get all of our meals and which lets us insert a individual meal. And it's just done with annotation processing, which is fabulous. So we don't need to write loads of complicated SQL code or anything like that. We can write a single interface signature, a function signature in an interface and tag it with an annotation, and then Room goes away and knows exactly what I'm trying to do. So it's saying here, this is the insert function when I'm trying to insert something into the database, and what am I inserting? A single meal type. Of course, we did some work last session to set up the database. If you want to see all that in detail, either ask now and I can go over it, feel free, or go to stream number 4 where we set it all up. Can I get something from you guys? Can I get a little something? Can I get a page number, please, in that chat? Can someone hook a brother up with a page number from 1 to 280? And I will read you a joke right now. We need a little break. Yusuf says, "Oh, is this Kotlin? First time seeing this language." Yes, this is the delicious language of Kotlin. Like, this is not a great example of Kotlin, this file right here, but this is some Kotlin. Oh, in fact, none of this is a great example of clean Kotlin because I'm coding it. But yeah, this is like Kotlin here. So we got a lot of really exciting things like this trailing lambda block is if the final argument in a function, so here's a function definition, the final argument is a lambda block, a sort of a function signature. If the final argument passed in as lambda block, then we can do it outside of the parentheses and just do it like this annotation. So that's really nice. That's a Kotlin thing. We've got like let blocks, applies. I'll try and point some of the Kotlin-y things out as we go. But yes, this is Kotlin. Tasted Kotlin. Mixed with Compose, by the way. There's a lot of Compose in here. Right. So what we're doing, when we hit the heart, we save this meal to our database, to our DAO, right? To our Disher DAO. What is our Disher DAO connected to? It's connected to our Disher database. Here it is. And this is, again, in super like clean code because you don't need to like add like implementation details. Room does it all for you. But I'm stating here, I'm setting up a database. It's called the Disher database, and it saves these smaller meal entities, which, if you can remember, was just, we had this huge meal detail object that gave us way too much information, and I couldn't be bothered doing like a domain to data layer converter class, so we just set up this really quick object, and we just take the ID and the title of the meal at the moment. I think that's okay for now. Maybe there's a different way that we'll do it, but for now we're going to carry on with that. Zeus says, so you're using Compose navigation? Oh yes, I am indeed. Let me just go over to the navigation stuff to talk to Zeus about. So Compose navigation, this nav host thing, if you can see this here, right? This is a really beautiful way of doing similar to what we did back in the XML world, where we had like a nav graph, basically. We have this sort of, this declaration of our different navigation points in the app that we can go to. And the nav host is like the container fragment. What was it called? The nav container fragment? In the old world XML, I can't even remember. And anyway, inside of the nav host body here, we do a nav graph builder, and we can pass in these composable blocks, right? These are literally like navigation endpoints. Excuse me, with root IDs. So this is the category root, and it triggers the category screen, which is just a composable function. So at the end of the, how do I zoom in again? There we go. And so at the end of the chain, we just get a composable function in that block. And we can go to these roots really nice and simply by using our nav controller, which we set up with this one single line. It's so good. Remember nav controller. So this is remember functions. I won't go into details about those, but they're sort of mini memory caching inside of Compose functions. We set up this nav controller for one line, easy peasy, pass it into the nav host so the nav host knows about it. And then when we want to do navigation events, we just do nav controller dot navigate, and we pass it a string that matches the root that's up here. So if I wanted to navigate to category, it's a really bad example because I'm currently in the category screen, but I would just do category like that, and it would go, it would navigate, and it would try and find a composable that has the root category. So here, in fact, I should have just shown you this example. Here I'm trying to navigate to the dishes screen, so it's looking for the root dishes, and then here is a variable, another string, so it's looking for dishes something, and right beneath it is dishes something, and this curly brace syntax means that this can be like switched in and out for, this is a variable placeholder, if you like. So I can do dishes and pass in a specific dish category, and it will navigate to the dishes root, and I will also be able to grab hold of that category so that I know which category the user clicked in the previous screen. So it's a way to communicate between screens as well. And yes, oh yeah, Zeus, a nav host container. Thank you, nav host container. There was a different name, wasn't there? No, that's the like logic bit. It was like a fragment container view or something. Oh, I've forgotten it. Oh, do you know what? Let's have a look. I know how to find this very quickly. Let's go into, let me zoom in here. Let me go into an old application. I've got it in here. I know I have. Main, let's just see. What was it called? Main activity. Main activity. What's the layout called? Activity main. I should just guess this. I know exactly. Bottom navigation view. Oh. Nav host fragment. No, that's not the right way to do it either. Yeah, I think you're right, Zeus. I think you're right. It's this is like the old school way of actually putting a fragment in the layout. But I think the nav host container. I'll look into how. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's nav host container then. Okay, I'm a bit upset that I forgot about that, but I guess it's been a long time since I've not composed, I suppose. Just checking the chat. Yusuf's checking out the code. Thank you, sir. Enjoy. Used to building apps in React Native. Ooh, I would love to learn more about React Native. People are always going on about it. I haven't a clue. Haven't touched that at all. Yusuf, do you want to come on the channel and do some React Native or something at some point? Ooh. Zoo says, I'll have a look into how activity lifecycle works with this. What do you mean, by the way, like with the navigation? Louis says, do I need to click on the heart to save into the DB the dish? Was the idea of introducing room to have the local persistence in case the app was offline? Louis, yes. You bring up a great point that even I, as I was sort of reminding myself about this project before the video started, I was like, why did I add a DB in again? So let me just clear up what Louis is talking about. I think, Louis, in fact, you were the person that recommended in the GitHub repository that one of the things that I do is add a DB, right? And it was to be able to cache all of the responses of the dishes service, all of the, the dishes service responses, cache them, store them away, so that if ever I didn't have network connection for some reason, I could, instead of like calling to the endpoint and failing, I could call to the endpoint, fail, and then go, oh, do I have something in my DB? Oh yeah, present that instead. So it's not just a complete duff of an experience. Anyway, I think that's what I was supposed to be doing last session, but I just pivoted entirely, and I decided incorrectly or correctly, to just make it a favorites thing, which is not a great idea, to be honest. Louis, I should have done it the way that you're talking about. In fact, I still might. To pivot now or not. I'll carry on down this route and we'll do the next bit afterwards, I think. Sorry about that. But yes, you're right. It should save into the database as soon as the responses come back, ideally. Anyway, we'll come and readdress that later. Notorious, I've learned Flutter and it's fine, but native is superior in every way. Ooh, I like the cut of your jib, Notorious. I've never used Flutter, but I've heard some very good things about it. But I think this Kotlin multi-platform, am I saying that right? Kotlin multi-platform? Feels wrong coming out of my mouth. Is like the new kid on the block for the hybrid-y stuff. But I don't know. What do you know? Tell me more. Maybe we can do an RN stream. What's an React Native stream? Yes, we can. Ooh, it would have to be literally me sitting at a computer looking like this. What's React Native? And you'd have to explain everything to me. If you're sound with that, Yusuf, then count me in. I'm very much in. Oh my goodness, it's 7:30. I've done nothing. Okay. Louis says, great. I'd like to hear. I'd like to learn how to do that. Well, let's do that then. Should we do that instead? Let's just do that instead, maybe. Yeah. And Notorious says, Kotlin, great. Like, Kotlin is greater than React Native and Flutter. I think that's greater than. It looks like greater than. And I would probably agree. Right, before I carry on, I need a page number from somebody in this book right now. I'm not doing anything else until I get a page number from 1 to 280 to read a joke to you. Yep, probably Square is going to come up with some library to run Compose on KM. Isn't it, to be clear, Notori says greater than, wait, is that less than? Greater than, to be clear. So it's greater than. Right? I need a page number, folks. 1 to 280. I cannot physically, legally continue without a page number. So I'm just going to have a sip and wait for somebody to say a page number. 1 to 280. Go. Your turn to do some work. Welcome to my live stream. Oh. I think we'll do the database thing like you were saying, Louis, because this is feels a bit silly to this half-arsed situation. You know what? We're going to pivot. We're going to do that. Louis says 13. Everybody keeps saying 13. Is this a meme now? Is this what's happening? Well, you know the topic already. It's alphabet. I'm going to not have any jokes left on page 13. But Louis, you gave me a number, so I will honor it. Get comfortable, everyone. Zoom in, crash zoom. There we go. Okay, which one would I have not picked before? Okay. No, that's awful. That's so awful. Okay, I might do it anyway because it's so awful. This is the joke that I'm about to read. I bet I can say the alphabet quicker than you. The alphabet beat you. This is what it's come to. I really needed a partner in that in crime in that joke, really. Let's do some coding. You can tell that I'm low energy. I'm not flying with these jokes today. Let's go. Right, let's do some database stuff like Lou was saying. Let's flip it. I can't be bothered with making a favorite thing that's in fact not even what we wanted. Right, so what I'm going to do then, my plan, instead of saving to the database on a heart's favorite, we'll still do the heart's favorite thing, but I'll stick it in another table. For now, I'm going to get each and every detail response. So when we get to a... oh no, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Because if I get all the way... So I was originally thinking I get just a detail response, right? And then as long as I can get to that page, if I haven't got an internet connection at that point, then I can just load up the cached one. But if I haven't got an internet at either of the points before, then we're screwed as well. I'm going to have to do a database at every goddamn layer, aren't I? Okay. Okay, fine. Let's just do it. Let's just start. How long have we got? All right, it's going to take all night. Let's go. All right, so let's start at the category screen layer then. We get the category view model, and the category view model goes and makes a request to the use case. Let's just remind ourselves and remind me what I'm doing, which goes to the category repository, which goes to the category service, all of these layers, and it gives us a category response. A category response is a list of category, and a category is simply a bunch of strings. That's a nice thing to stick in a database. So let's do that. I think let's do that first, and we'll climb down the tree from there. I'm gonna do it. I always half-ass these live streams, so I'm gonna actually do something. We're gonna do this caching all the way down the layers, and once I've done one, it shouldn't be too difficult. He says. Let's go back to category response then. Let's just check where I use this in the app. Service, get the use case. Do I convert it to any sort of thing? I don't think I do, but I go to the invoke of the use case, go to the view model, category view model. I get it, and then I just get the categories out of it. Okay. So what I'm going to do in the repository layer, because this would arguably be the right place to put it. Right now, I get all categories as a service request. What I want to do is, if that, let me just do some notes. If a service request fails, right, and also I should do actually good practice of coroutines in here as well, because I've just noticed that this coroutine is actually being called on view model scope somewhere and never switching contexts, but it could be an expensive read from from anything. Right now, it could be the database or the service. So coroutine's best practice needs to happen. I'll do that in a second. If the service fails, then I want to go to the DB and load all the categories. Easy peasy. Now, what are the categories? This category response object, let me just get a split going so we can see the previous code. The dish, was it dish detail? I think it's just called, detail, dish, meal. That was the problem last time, wasn't it? I switched between meal and dish. This is the item that I was saving before. And this is how I saved it into the database table. So let's add another one. I want to add these category responses into the database. And it should actually be okay, I think. We need to check this. It's a list of category, and a category is just a bunch of strings. So primitive-wise, it should be okay. Let's find out. I'm going to add entity with a capital A. Entity. I'm going to give it a table name. And I'm going to call it categories or something like, can't spell. Categories. So this is saying now that this object can be stored in a database table inside of my database, so a database table called categories, and it can be accessed, right? So let's go into the DB. In the Disher DAO, right? In the Disher DAO, I'm just thinking if I want different DAOs for different layers. I think if I do, I'll do that another time, but for now, this DAO is okay. So I need to write something now in my database access object that can do accessing to the categories, storing and reading. Those are the two things we want. We want suspend functions because these are asynchronous requests and we want to put them in coroutines. So I want to do get all categories. I should have, I was just about to say I should have done this earlier and not typed the code in front of you, but this is live and that's the point. I'm an idiot. Why do you watch this? I'm an idiot. Anyway. Oh, I just missed a chat from Zeus saying maybe just cache the favorites. No, we're going down there. We're going to do that as well. We're going back down the original other route, just because I've got time on my hands. So we're going to do a category response, and that is actually all I want, right? Because the category response is a list of categories. So get all categories gives me the category response. I want to write an SQL query. So if anyone's here that is an SQLer, then this is me literally just writing SQL, and Room basically takes these SQL queries and actually does them on its SQL database. Room's essentially just a wrapper for an SQL database. MySQL or SQL? I never remember. Or I never remember the difference either. So categories. You can see that autocomplete came in as well. Let's just see that again. Categories already there. And if I command click on it, it takes me to that. So Room's even got a little bit of like IntelliSense built in. Right. There's my access object to get all the databases from the categories table. Now I want to write them as well. So set or save. I'll save category response. Fuck it. Something like that. I shouldn't be swearing. And this has no return type, although I think you can get a return type. It's just, let's just check what insert does. Insert. I'm pretty sure it like gives you back a number like of rows affected, I think, on insert. Anyway, it's not important. I'm going to use the insert again. An on conflict resolution strategy. So on conflict basically says if there's two things that are the same, one that exists in the database and one that's coming in, what to do in that conflict moment. And replace, this nice keyword basically just says, oh yeah, always overwrite with the newest one. So this is great because if we get new ones coming in, maybe the API has updated, we're getting new categories, then we want to make sure our database is in sync with the new stuff. We just got a message saying, don't need to write query for select, I guess. Don't need to write query for select, I guess. Don't need to write query for select, I guess. Have I missed something? Is there like a select all? What do you mean, Zeus? Sorry, could you clarify, good sir? I would love to understand. Maybe there's another tag that I'm unaware of. Because it does seem obnoxious to write select star from categories when that is a very common behavior. I think there's probably another thing that I'm unaware of. Let me see if I can click on insert and see if there's any more in here. No. Nope. Query. Oh, do you know what? I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'll just wait for Zeus's response. Cool. I need to pass in a category response to save into the database into the, I'm just going to CR select. Oh, Zeus is saying there's an at select. Select. Are you sure? Select. Am I being daft? There's no import. Capitalized select, he said. Select. No. Oh, no imports there. Are you sure? Are you sure, Zeus? I was going to say I've never seen this before, if that's the case. I feel like you're right, though. Anyway. I'll keep an eye on the chat. So I need to pass in the category response that I want to save and insert into the database. So that's that passing in. And now our DAO is ready. It's not being used anywhere. Hooray! The database stuff is all set up from last time. We're piggybacking off the last time that we created the database. It's all done for us. So if I need to add more tables or more things going into it, it was as easy as that. That's it. Now I just need to use those things. So inside of the category repository, here we go. Oh, no, let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Here we go. Inside the category repository, currently, this is a suspend function, and it returns the suspend function from below it, right? So it's doing... It's just passing along the chain, basically. We need to sort of intercept in the middle of that now. And we're going to do the best practices in one fell swoop, but we'll come to that as we go. So at the moment, I need to sort of like not return this anymore. I need to actually get the response from the service already. So I'm going to do something like val response equals service dot get all categories. And if we Control-Shift-P on that, you can see that this response is a category response. We're inside of a suspend function, so coroutines all good in the hood. Ooh, we got some chat. So, Harsh Shit says, why don't you link us the Git repository? Why don't you link us? Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, I will do. In fact, I think it's higher up in the chat. Harsh Shit, if I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that name wrong, it's higher up in the chat. Let me just copy and paste it again once more for you. Woohoo! Copy and paste. Oh, and Vivi's here. And Vivi. Hey. Hey, missed you, buddy. How you doing? How was your live stream the other night? Sorry, I could only stay for a very small amount of time. Love you and miss you. You've said page 59. Thank goodness. Everybody in this chat keeps thinking it's funny to do page 13. I'm watching you, Dan. I'm just picking on Dan. Dan, please don't leave. Page 59 for Vivi. Vivi, you ready? Everyone settle in. I'm going to put my Christmas hat back on. My holiday hat. There we go. I'm going to wear it weird as well because I can. Love you, Vivi. Here we go. Page 59. Ooh, the category is cows. Cows. And Vivi says, only here for a short Christmas party is on in... only here for a short while as Christmas party is in 40 minutes. Now, if you're aware of the politics going on in the UK at the moment, the fact that he's just said Christmas party is either very funny or it's just a coincidence. So, I don't know about that. I was just watching the ADB video of yours, says Harshit. I loved it. Thanks a lot. Oh, thank you so much. Amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you. Enjoy. ADB. How's that? Right, let's do this joke. For Vivi, sorry, here we go. Cows is the category. Oh, no. No. Okay, I'm doing it. Here we go. Settle in. Why do cows lie down when it's cold? To keep each udder warm. To keep each udder warm, Vivi. I blame you for the concept of cows. No, I don't really. I love you. Have a great Christmas party, though, yo. And if Boris Johnson turns up, then just get him some wine and cheese. Is that funny? Is that comedy? I don't know. Some chat's going off. Ben does amazing videos. Oh, bless you. Oh, dear. Yeah. Okay. Epic funny. Excellent. Yes. Keep each other warm. I'm so sorry, chat. Yeah, Vivi's apologizing, and thus he should. But we love you, Vivi. Never change. Right. Back to coding or something. Is that what I do on this channel? I don't even know anymore. Right, so we instead now, as I said, we can't just pass the response through. We have to grab it and we have to store it. So here we go. I've got the service, but I also want to now add in the DAO that we had before. So as a dependency to my category repository, and remember, I might be butchering this, but a repository is where the data is like grabbed. It's the data layer. It's data is sort of grabbed. It's not sort of made into any pretty sense yet. It's grabbed and dealt with and passed down the chain to use cases or whatever. So I'm going to add as another dependency the DAO that we had before, and it's a Disher DAO. And of course, our DI, you can see this little pop-up just popped up immediately. Our dependency injection Hilt already knows how to provide me with one of those DAOs. So I don't need to do anything other than add it and use it. So now we have the DAO, and I want to do DAO.save. Save? Did I call it save? Right. Save category response. Nice. save category response, was the function we did before that was the was the insert query. Okay, I'm going to add a response into that body, and now we have saved, as we've made the request, got the response back. It's that simple. Now, below you'll see that I've made the call twice. I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to return response. And now we are sorted. Okay, that should be it. That's for now. There's more to it, but I'm going to just check that this is doing as it should. Let's run it. Let's get a screen copy on the screen. Who have we got in the chat? What's going on, by the way? Hi, y'all. These numbers are fluctuating today, but that's okay. It's December. Grab a drink. Get cozy with me. I love Gussa. It's Radler, by the way. For any folks that know German drinks, it's Radler. I stuffed it up somewhere. Oh Lord. Oh no. What did I do? Oh no, please, no. Oh goodness. Category response. I stuffed it with category response. No such table categories. Not sure how to curse. Oh wait, hang on. Is this because I've got an old copy of the app installed? I need to uninstall the app. Let's see if this is I think this is correct, and if so, this is not the best, but it doesn't matter. Run it again. I don't think this is it, because usually it's a runtime as opposed to compilation. Yeah, okay, fine. Dish it out. Get all categories. There's a problem with the SQL query or missing database. No such table categories. Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell. I did all of it, apart from tell the database that it has this other table. Oh, losh, goodness gracious me. So anyway, back to our database. Remember I said it was that easy. We just add those 2 lines. We had these 3 lines. And what should be a 4th that I've forgotten about? I need to tell the database the type of things that it knows about. It knows about those small meal things, which was from the previous stream where I was making like the favorites. Now it also needs to know about category response. Excuse me, I'm being gross today. There we go. Goodness, it's that Gussa. Now it knows about category response. Right, run it again. Flippin' heck. Now it knows about... need to add table in database. Yes, Zeus, absolutely correct. Now what have I done? I told you that. Cannot figure out how to save this field into the database. Type converter. Oh, right. Okay, fine. Yes, I was... Okay, remember when I said before that it should be all right because it's just a list of basically things that is primitives? I was wrong. It needs to have a type converter in front of it. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm very upset. I'm very upset about this. Or alternatively, I can save the category. What to do? Let's do a type converter because that'll be fun. Set your data types. Let's do a type converter. Did I do a type converter last time? It looks like I did, but I can't see it. No, okay, fine. I think I've got a type converter example here somewhere. Type converter. No, I don't. Where did I put it? Where did I put the type converter? Okay, I have no idea. I'm just going to Google it. Type converter. Room. Kotlin list. Dope. Yeah. We just need the type converter bit. Here we go. Type converter. Right, that's it. Yep. So we're going to copy this, which is never advised, or always advised, and we're going to change some things. So it's a class that contains these type converter annotations. One that says how to get from the thing to string or something savable, and the other way around, from string to get to the list of categories in this case. So I'm going to call this a category converter, something like that. I don't know. Import type converter. It's not going to be days of the week to string. It's going to be list of no, we'll just call it a list of category to string. It wants to take in, I'm just going to do a list. Oh my goodness, I'm flagging here. Category. And it wants to go to string. Let's mute that out there and return for now this so I can work on it. What we want to do then is, in fact, the map statement below is actually pretty good. So list.map. Excuse me. There it is. Just needed. List.map. So map is a really great utility function. There's a word for it. I've forgotten it. We can do it on an iterable like a list, and we go through each thing and map it to be something else. So right now it's a list of category. I can do it. I can basically output like a that's JavaScript just then I was about to write. I can do something like it dot thumbnail. What was that just now? I just saw it string category thumbnail. There you go. As an example. Why is it upset there? Because it's nullable. Does it need to be nullables? I don't think it needs to be nullables. I think it can be like full on not nullables. So right now I'm redundant string templating. Yeah, that's accurate. I don't care. Right now, I'm basically taking the list of these complex category objects. So they've got an ID, a name, a description, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just converting it into literally a list of strings that would happen to be the thumbnail URL. Terrible example, but there you go. What do we want to do then? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I'm a little confused. What's the best way of doing this? I swear I've done this somewhere else. Let me just check the old, let me just check something a little here for a second. Was it in ASI? No, wouldn't be in there. Where would I put that? Shoot, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, let me just think. In fact, if you want to help out, chuck out in the channel. I need to basically get it as a representation of, do you know what? We'll have this representation. We'll have da-da-da-da, colon, da-da-da-da, colon. Is colon a good idea? URLs, what else have I got in there? I've got descriptions, which might have some crazy colons. We need a safer character than that. 3 hyphens. Yeah, we'll do 3 hyphens, like this join to string thing here, basically. So actually, I want to do, is it dot join to string here? No, because I need to, I'm struggling today. I've got a list of category. So for each one, usually I make it in JSON. Make what in JSON, sir? Make what in JSON? Meh. I need to for each it. Oh, Moshi or JSON. Oh, right, I see. You're using, yeah. I'm not sure why that's not working, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to go down this route. So it.category, I want to, let's do map. Let's do map. Okay, I figured it out now. Let's do map. And I want to basically take, yeah. Do you know what? That'll do, I think. Good luck and keep up, you rock. Bless you, Vivi. Got to go now, but I'll request a joke from page 13. Shut up. Shut up. I'm going to do it dot, we'll do it in order of the things that come out, right? Oh, come on. String category. Let me just check the order again. It was ID string description thumb. ID string description thumb. ID string. Oh, come on. Obviously, Dingus. Do you know what? I like it like this, actually. I like it like this. This is me butchering the show now, everyone. I'm sorry. 3 hyphens. I think I've done this in a non-Kotlin-y way, but it doesn't matter. What was it? Why is my autocomplete keep dipping off? That's so weird. String category. It keeps dipping off. Anyway, something like this. I need to make this quicker. Come on, let's go quicker. Go quicker. Was it description next? And it dot. What was it? Oh my god, this is so annoying. Thumbnail nast. Fine. Thumbnail. Okay, cool. And we go to the end of the string, close it up. So now I'm taking the, for each item, I'm mapping it to a like string representation. Fine. So list of string, and then I can take each one of those and join them to a string. Is this a good idea? I'm being really silly here. I'm being really silly here, because what's better is something that I said before, which makes life a lot easier. See, I've got a list of categories, and category is just string. I'm just going to save it one level down. So I'm going to go categories. Just going to move this. Excuse me. I'm going to delete that. Go into here, paste it above. So now the categories is the actual category items. And I think I'll change this to, no, I'll keep it as categories, whatever. And now instead where we're getting, let's clean up that. What else do I need to change? Category response is no longer what I want. I want, excuse me, list of categories. So we go back to, God, I hope this is right. I'm just leading you all down a dark path of bad times. So in here, I want to change this to be a list of category instead. Yeah, and this is going to be a list of category. There we go. And I'll change this to be list. God, I don't know. I'm useless names today. So instead of saving the like embodying object and having to deal with all of that, I'm just going to save the category objects. And this should be fine now, this one. I need to go to the database, tell it that it's taking category, category, goodness, category. There we go. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about this DAO here. Inserting a list of category. I don't know if it'll deal with that. We'll have to see that on the fly. Oh dear. If anyone can help me, I'm having a blinder of a day today. Right, so response dot categories. Right, now we should all be good. Let's just run it and see what the error is this time. Yep. An entity must have at least one field annotated with primary key. Absolutely, correct. So inside a category, we're going to take this ID, which I believe from the database, from the API, is a unique field anyway. So primary key in database terms is a unique field. Let's see if that works this time. I was going to say I didn't finish writing that type convert, but we bailed on that, didn't we? We didn't need it. Nice, build successful. Oi, oi, oi. Here we go. Right, I'm seeing a response on the phone. Screen copy. There's my app coming in, and it seems to be running and has given me responses, which means that as it's giving me responses, I should have something in the database. Over here on the database, I have categories. Let's click on the categories database, and ooh, nice. That's worked. Okay, cool. Good. No need for type converters when you go down to the primitives, baby. Yeah. Anyway, you can see now our database has got the categories saved in cache, and it's got this list of up to goat. Goat. That caught me out there. Okay. Okay, cool. It's saved in the database on the phone now. Nice. So we can now access it. We go back to the category repository. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I want to do a try block here, right, on this response thing. So I want to go here. And if for some reason this fails, I want to pick that up. I want to know that it's failed. Why might it fail? That's a great question. Let's paste that in there. And let's just do a log.d here. Let's just do BK at the front. Failed, yo. And we'll add in e.localized message. Yeah. Delete that. I think we can return that. Return response. Oh no, let's do val response. Hello. Oh my goodness. Come on, Ben. Get your shit together. Return that, right? And that's upset because I'm returning the wrong type. Yes, because I want to do val response equals this try statement. I want to delete that. Delete that. No, I don't. I want to do God, just call it hold for now. I can't bother thinking too hard today. Right. So response will become not an any. What do I want it to become? I want it to become what's a hold? It's a category response. I want to give it a category response that has an empty list in it, right? Something like that. Just as a temporary placeholder. Right, and now this should return. Oh, right, yep, damn. Because that needs to be hold at the end. And now that's category response. Right, because I wasn't returning hold as the final thing. I was returning the database function. Right, this is garbage. This is gross, but hopefully we can at least see. Oh, what's up now? What's up now, baby boo? What's up with you? Am I being silly? A return expression required in the function with a block body. Oh. Return response. Goodness, Ben. Goodness gracious. What's the matter with you today? Don't know. I'm just talking to myself. Right, at least now we can hopefully see errors on the screen there, right? So nothing's happened because we haven't errored. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close the app, kill the Wi-Fi, whoop, off, done, and then I'm going to go back into it. Disher here, and hopefully we'll see. Nice. Can you see that? We have a failed, which is this exception here. So we're now seeing if I don't have a service request that's successful coming back, I hit this error, I hit this exception, and we actually see there's more unable to resolve host name, blah, 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 because I've got no network. The network's buggered, turned it off, obviously. So here is where I would return from the cache if I've got it. So let's try that. Let's do that now. So I would do DAO.get all categories, right? That returns me what? That returns me, let's just see it, val a. Let's just see what A is. Control shift on it. It's a list of categories. And the category response object takes a list of categories. So what we can do is we can stick this in here, right? Oh my goodness. Stick that in there, get rid of that. So now if there's a failure, it's going to go and ask the DAO, hey, please give me that list of categories that you had and return that in the category response wrapper. Let's run that, leave the network off, and we should see, hopefully, bosh. There you go. Bada bada bing bop. We've got a database-backed service query. That's not the right words at all. But it makes a service request, stores it into the database so that if in any case, like you were talking about, Louis, if you're still there, that we've got an exception, we've got a problem, whatever, it can still return something from the database if we haven't got network connectivity. However, if I click on one of these now, falls over again because, well, we haven't done the second layer down. Let's do the second layer because I don't think this was too difficult other than the fact that I screwed it royally up all the time. Oh yeah, I wanted to do with context here. This is the so there's a really important article called Best Practices of Coroutines here in the Android documentation that talks about some of the things that you should do when you're working with coroutines that are best practices. Injecting your dispatchers. So, you have with context, and sometimes you do dispatchers.io like hard-coded in there. Then it's saying basically inject those, and that'll be good for you when you're testing the coroutines. Other things like here, suspend function should be safe to call from the main thread. And you can see here this with context thing is used. This is really important because right now, we've got a question, Zeus. Are images too cached? Are images too cached? At the moment, they're not like cached in our database yet. Our images are just URLs. And then we are using Coil? I think it's Coil. I don't know. I'm talking like an idiot. Let me just check the code itself. Single item. We're using image. Remember image painter, which is a Coil thing. There it is. Coil. Right at the top left is a Coil thing. And Coil itself does the image caching. So yes, the image caching is there as well, which is really nice too. So it's like a double cache. It's a Coil double cache. Notorious is agreeing. Hells to the yes. Right. Where was I? It's 8 o'clock. We're doing all right. With context. Yes, I'm trying to now just very quickly. I want to switch over to with context and switch the actual coroutine context that's being used here because get all categories is called by the use case, right? Which is fine. And it passes it up the chain. The use case is used by the view model. Here. The view model, the use case, and you can see that this is used inside of a view model scope. Last episode, we had a question about main thread and view model scope, and it's a bit of a complicated one. And I got to be honest, I'm not the best expert with it, but here's how it goes. Coroutines are not threads. They are slices, if you like, of threads. They are managed threads or parts of threads that are used. View model scope, if we click onto it, by default has the dispatcher's main, which means that it is run on the main thread. So in the coroutines best practices here, it talks about how you should have things off of the main thread if you're doing big, long, scary tasks, right? Because otherwise you'll maybe implement like freezing or locking up of your UI or glitching or jank or whatever it's called, right? Right. So we need to make it safe to call from the main thread. Basically, we need to switch the context inside the suspend function before we do some sort of heavy networky thing or some potentially heavy thing. Let me get screen copy back up. This guy. So that was a great question last time, and I didn't answer it probably at all. So here, the view model launch layer, this is fine to call the use case. This is still fine to call here. And it's sort of up to you and where you want it to be in your chain. I like to put it in the repository. So the repository layer, especially if we've got like maybe a database read here or a network call here, to switch context right here. I think I need to do return. In fact, we need to work on this just a little bit. So let me just, oh my goodness. Oh, no. Let me just mute that out. With context, and this is where I want to switch to a different context. And I want to switch dispatchers.io. Now, that's a bad practice again. I need to inject that dispatcher, but we'll get there. Right now, it's returning the wrong type. So I can simply change that by doing this. Obviously, that's not the correct thing. We are returning a category response inside that. And now we can hopefully take our tasty code, paste it back in, uncomment it out, and just do some fixes to it instead. Get rid of this bugger here, get rid of that thing there, and we should be good to go. Nice. So now, again, it's unlikely that it'll happen, but if we have a crazy long network read, disk read, whatever it is, there's possibility to lock up that main thread. Possibility. And again, this is where my knowledge sort of goes a little bit vague. I asked a friend of mine, one of my old mentors, Graham, about this, and he was like, yeah, always switch the context just in case. But yeah, anyway, you can read more about it in that documentation up there. In fact, I will copy and paste that into the chat if there's anyone still left here. There are still people here. Hello, how are you all doing? Are you bored yet? Have you fallen asleep? Would you like a joke? Would you like a joke? If so, say a page number from 1 to 280. Do it now. No, not now. Whenever you want. I'm not your boss. Right. So now we switch context for the get all category. So that's much better. It will do it on the IO thread, which is a thread. IO coroutine pool of threads. I think that's right. I think that's maybe right to say. You said 165. By the way, how are you doing, Notorious? What's going on in your world? Anything interesting to tell? Here we go. Oh my goodness. On page 167, I made notes about some jokes, like I tagged some because they must have been that good. But anyway, that's not the page we're on. We're on 165. The category is, there's multiple ones. Let's go with lies. The category is lies. Get cozy, settle up. I love live streaming. This is great fun. I hope you're having fun. I'm enjoying myself. Right. Category is lies. Get cozy. None of these are good. None of these are good. We'll go with this one. Why are ghosts no good at telling lies? Because you can see straight through them. That's actually a good one. I'm not sad with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And Notorious, you're coding along. Amazing. Do you want to take over? Come in. Notorious, come in. Sit down. Sit at this computer. You can do it for me. I hope you let me know if you do something differently, by the way. I'd love to know what's going on with you. Anyway, let's get back to this. We switch context. We've now done the best practices, not yet because I need to inject that dispatcher. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I've at least switched over to the IO thread. So this suspend function is now main thread safe-ish according to the best practices. Let's do this dispatcher injection, okay? So what I want to do basically is here, as part of the dependency injection, one of my arguments here, I want to pass in the dispatcher, right? And this is going to be really useful when it comes to like testing as well. I can pass in like a test dispatcher or something and manage the clock pace that it goes at. All sorts of things, basically. It's great reasons. Louis, when do you save the list of categories? When do you save the list of categories in the database? So Louis, sorry, yeah. When I make a successful service request here on this line, so if this is successful, this hold thing is not an exception thrown, then I save it using the DAO. I save it into the database immediately. Like I grab it and save it. If it's not a successful request, then I don't save it. And now you'll maybe notice something here that if I load the app for the first time and I've not got network, then we're not going to see anything. But it's sort of like impossible to do it any other way, right? We need to have had successful data in order to save successful data for showing later, if that makes sense. Zeus says, I think one reason could be view model is linked to the activity lifecycle, and it could be an issue if the activity is switched. But in the case, coroutine would be cancelled, so probably not crash. Yeah, I just don't know enough, I think. And it's sad to say because I should be like explaining things better. But yeah, this article does a really good job of it. And look, here we go. The view model scope property of view model is hard coded to dispatcher's main. Replace it in tests by using set. This is like for when you're doing actual test writing. You can overwrite the main dispatcher with a test dispatcher as well. While you might have seen hard-coded dispatchers and code snippets across the site in a code lab, it's only to keep the code concise. In your application, you should inject dispatchers to make your test more deterministic. That's what we're about to do. So it's a sort of a mishmash. Oh, here we go. The view model should create coroutines. See, here we go. The view model scope is triggering that. And he's triggering that. Yeah. Don't expose mutable types, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'll let you sort of dive into that on your own anyway. But you can see here, look, this dispatch is being injected. This is what we're going to do now. So Zeus says, yes, so it makes sense to switch context out of view model. Yes. Definitely, yeah. Because your coroutine might not be doing some heavy operation. It might just be doing something, or it might actually be doing a delay that you want, or something like that. But yeah, anyway. Pish posh. Let's do this. Let's inject this dispatcher now. So we're going to take this dispatcher, we're going to replace it with dispatchers IO, and it's all happy, but we haven't got a little pop-up here because I haven't told my dependency injection how to deal with this. So let's just do that. We'll go to the DI module, we'll go to the app module because I'm too lazy. And here we've got where our retrofit's set up, and we've got some of our repository use case bindings. I'm just going to add it right here. And we'll just go back up here. Excuse me, no. What am I doing? I need to do a provide function because this is me giving something that I can't own, I don't create, yada, yada, yada. So let me just set this up and hopefully it'll make sense as I go. Provide dispatcher. In fact, you know what? Dispatcher, sorry. We can do annotations to say which kind of dispatchers if we want to switch it, but I'm not too fussed at all. About that. So we're going to do coroutine dispatcher is the type that's returning. Return dispatchers.io. Nice. We need to tag it with provide so that Hilt knows what on earth it's doing here, that Hilt knows about it, and singleton, so there's only one instance of it being created. I think that's right. The singleton thing here might not be useful. But anyway, now it knows that whenever it's asking for a coroutine dispatcher in the code, to provide it with IO dispatcher. So if I click on this here, now you can see they've linked up the two. So this is essentially the same as me writing dispatchers IO in there, but I've not hard coded it. So again, for tests, I can like whack in different things there to make it more, as the documentation said, deterministic. Deterministic's ridiculous. Right. Okay. Cool. So we've done that. Let's just run it again just to make sure that I haven't actually pulled the whole thing to the ground. Good sesh. Okay, there's coming from the database again. Click elsewhere. I need to turn the network back on. Should we do that now? Do that now. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Let's do the next bit then. We're moving through it. So Louis' thing about like caching responses, we're gonna get this done. Next layer is the dishes screen. I'm in the recently dishes screen. Let me see closer up what's going on. We've got the dishes view model, which goes to the dishes use case. It's always good just to remember your stack, see what's happening, which takes in a category name and stores the dishes associated with it. It's a dishes response, which again is a list of meal, and this is where it's going to get interesting. Meal. It's a bunch of strings, so we're not worried about that, but there is one thing I'm worried about. And we're going to have to figure this out together because I'm not actually sure, but we'll figure it out. The fact that I have to pass in a category name, right? We can't just cache and give back all the responses. We have to cache responses underneath this category name. And if ever we get the category name associated with those responses, then we return just those responses. How are we going to do that? Let's just play and figure it out. Let's go to the repository layer, which is good to do our stuff in here, and we're going to do it here. So if the service fails, we want to go to the DAO and ask questions of it there. So let's pass the DAO in here straight away. We're going to use the same disher DAO. It should ping here because it already knows how to inject that. And of course, we've got our stuff here. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I've got an idea. This might be garbage. This might be garbage. Here's what we need to return, but it's not just that. It's a list of that. This just response is this. And this needs to somehow have an ID against it. Maybe I add to this an ID that maps to the category. Right? Okay. And then we do the type converter for the list stuff, which is fine. It's not too stressful. We do need to do a type converter. And then we can do in our query request anywhere that the ID here matches the ID coming in. I think that's the way to go. Let's just try it. Category ID, we'll call it. This doesn't contain that already, does it now? Okay, it's just got category ID. String. Okay, cool. Right. Here we go. We're going to have some fun with this one, I think. Right, first of all, we need to tag this with entity, a table name, a table name. This is going to be the dishes table, the dishes table. I'm going to sing as I go. So the problem is that we need to populate this category ID, and this needs to be the category ID that was there before, that was sort of passed into the request. So, yep. Let's write the type converter there. To do type converter, const type, which is fine. We can go back to our category repository. Nope. Was it in here? Nope. Was it in here? Whoop. This is it. Let's take that. Cut. Save. Go over to dishes response. Paste that in. Excuse me. Paste that in. Excuse me. Paste that in. There it is. Wrong clipboard, everybody. We're going to have to deal with that. But for now, let's go back to the dishes repository. Have I still got people here? Hello, how you doing? Talk to me. What's going on? See, we get the category name right here. So when I get the dishes for category here, which returns a dishes response, I can pass that ID in right there. So let's just do that now quickly. We'll call it response. And we'll just basically delete that. And then instead, we're going to return response. Oh, come on, Ben. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Undo. Return response, right? We've done nothing different other than sort of intercept that variable in the middle. It's still a dishes response. But now what we can do is can I do response.id? This is bad because that was a val, so this is not going to be okay. Yeah, this is upset because, yeah, val can't be reassigned. Change it to a var. So it's a var now. Fine. Because it was already instantiated back over there. I could, instead, in theory, here at this point, you know, in the retrofit, I could add like a Moshi adapter, a specific one there that grabs the response and intercepts that beforehand. But it's easier to do this, right? So we grab the response, we make sure its category ID matches up, and then we shove it down and pass it along the chain. So now what we could actually do, just to be safe, just to be sure that I'm doing the right thing here, I want to go to the dishes screen, and on the dishes list success at the top of the lazy column, okay, I'm going to add a box. So I'm going to wrap the whole thing in a no, I'm going to wrap the whole thing in a column. Stick the lazy column inside of that column, right? And I'm going to write at the top, I'm going to put a text and just make sure that the category ID is stated right at the top for us. It's not nice at all, but hey ho, doesn't matter, right? And we got meals. Oh no, I passed in the list of meals already. Okay, I'm going to change this. Pass the state in. So it's going to be a change till comma. Oh, excuse me. Change till comma. A meals response. No, meals response. What the hell did I call it? Dishes response? Dishes response. There we go. Dishes response. And we're going to call that dishes. Dishes, right? Because I've dropped that first ID now. So dishes.meals now, and this will pick up the right way. But this one, dishes.category ID, now we can actually print it to the screen. So we can just check that things are correct. Let's just run that. Oh, I've got an error. What did I do? State, what's up with you, boo? That's fine. That's fine. It's not figured itself out. Type inferred was success, but dishes response was expected. Oh, right, yeah. Duh. Oh no. The view model state only takes a list of crap, I've got to change this as well. This is bad. Doesn't matter. Dishes response, change that all the way up the line. Who else is pissed off here? List of dishes, go back here. You can take that whole object and then we're good. Go back to the dishes screen. And now this is fine because it's the right type. Oh, goodness gracious me. We've got 5 people here. What are you all doing here? Go do something cooler than this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. Construct a dishes repository, and dishes repository cannot be applied to given types. Oh no, dear me, dishes repository. Yeah, what's up with you? What's up with you? That's a dishes response, right? Yep. Returns that. Constructor, dishes repository, cannot be applied to given types. Dishes repository, required DAO, dishes, iDishes service, and dish a DAO. Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing here. I don't see what you're doing here. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, let's just check out where you've been duped from, good sir. You're there. Let me just do a clean. This feels like a clean rerun situation. Come on, give me some cheese. Empty. Tasty drink. What's going on, folks? Anyone want a joke? Page 1 to 280. Yeah, it was a clean situation. Nightmare. Thanks, Android Studio, for being understanding. What was I doing? I've forgotten. I think I was just running it to check that everything's all right. Oh, no, I was clicking on here. And then, yeah, we can see that the category ID now is pasted at the top. So we've got the category ID locked in with that. Right. Now the hard bit. Or maybe not the hard bit. I don't really know. Here, we want to store for each... this is going to store fine, this string. But this meals thing is going to be a problem. So now we do need to write that type convert thing. Because I don't want to go down to a class lower. I want to... 128! Notorious! Hopefully this one is better. I hope so too, my friend. I hope so too. Notorious, whereabouts are you streaming in from? Did you tell me that already? I think you might have done. Sorry if that's the case. Okay, Notorious, you've got 2 categories to pick from. Glowworms or gnomes? Notorious, glowworms or gnomes? Glowworms or gnomes? I think meal has string category. Oh no, have I stuffed it? I don't see it. I've only got... meal ID, I don't think so, but I hope you're right. Albania, awesome. Welcome. Hello to Albania. Gnomes, good choice. I'm glad you picked gnomes. Oh no, this one's fabulous. Okay, no, this one's fabulous. This one's fabulous. The category is gnomes. Where did I gotta get cooler? Where do gnomes go at night? Gnome, sweet gnome. Sweet gnome, baby. Gnome, sweet gnome. Yeah, that's a quality joke. 10 points to Notorious. Can you write down 10 points to Notorious? Thank you very much. No one's there. I just like talking to the door. Great joke. Thank you, Notorious. In fact, I'm gonna call this Notorious. Notorious converter. This is the new state of things. You get your name in the code, the thing in the code. I'm just gonna call this the two. No, that's keywording. To-str method, because I'm lazy. And this is the physical 256. Hello. Physical 256. Yeah, just check response on the API, says Zeus. Really? So have I not grabbed all of the bits then? Meal ID, string meal. This dish is... Are you sure? Let's just check it. What is the actual API that I'm using, by the way? Hi, physical 256. What's going on? What's happening? What's cracking? Dishes service. This is the dishes one. It's the filter request. So let's check for filter. Oh, can't type. Filter. Here. Let's check it out. Copy this. Let's just check an example API response. No, I'm not seeing it. Unless I'm being silly, Zeus. Possibly I'm being silly. But I'm using this filter API. Maybe that's... sorry, the filter endpoint. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe you're using a different endpoint. If so, let me know, because that'll just save me a bunch of time. Right, where was I? Let's flip and get back to some code, eh? Let's just write a type converter. I'm obviously itching to write a type converter I'm just going to call it obj because I'm being lazy. This is a type converter of room. This basically tells room how to convert things that it doesn't know how to convert. For example, list of meal, which is absolutely fine. So I want to put it out into a string because the database knows how to store a string nice and easily. And I'm going to do list of meal. These naming conventions, I'm so sorry. I can't be bothered. And this is coming back to be a list of meal the other way around, and it's taking in a string. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to use these methods when it finds something it doesn't know, like this meals, the list of meals. It doesn't know how to save those in the database. So what it'll do, it'll see if there's a type converter attached, and it'll see if there's one that's like a from that to something else, which is this one. So it'll take that and it'll spit one of those out, which it knows how to store a string. And then there's the type converter the other way around, and it'll try and find that and spit it into that when it's trying to do its reparsing, parsing. I don't know. You get me. This needs to return a string. So what I'll do is return from the list of meals. I'm going to values. No, map physical to not much really. Fighting other people's code had my PhD proposal accepted with minor corrections. So been a good week. Oh, dope! Congratulations, Physical 256, for your PhD research proposal. That is absolutely dope. May I inquire, what is your PhD research proposal about? I'm excited to hear about it. Right, so now this meal, I need to take each one of these things and turn it into a line of strings. And then once I've got it as a line of strings, like turn it into one big string. Is this bad? No, this is fine. This is fine. So we'll just do it like this. This is the thing I was trying to do before. We're going to do it dot id meal triple dash. This is I'm sort of just playing to see if this works to start off with, because I haven't really tried this in a while, and this might be awful. I've done type converters in the past, but it's always been so long. Right, there we go. We've mapped it now to be these strings, and it wants a single string to come back, obviously, because we've mapped it into a list of strings. So I can use join to string, and I can give it. What do I want to give it? I want to make this separator. Is it not like that? Separator. There it is. Separator. Let me just check the join to string function. It's been too long. There it is. Separator. As default one is comma gap. I don't like the gap. The gap scares me, so we'll just do comma. Okay, now we're returning. So for each thing in the list, we're going to get comma, right that, right? And that can be stored in the database. Nice. And then the other way around, we need to take the string, that crap that I just talked about, like that, and convert it. So here we go. First of all, I need to split the string. We get the string in. I want to split it. Is split a thing in Kotlin? It is split by the commas. So that'll take the thing and split those chunks up. I want to then do, from that, I've got those text chunks. What do I want to do? I want to, for each, maybe. I'll come back and change this in a second, I think. For each of those things, I want to split again by these triple bangs like that. And then I want to... does this feel good? I think so. And at the top, I'm going to clean this up in a second. Var out is a mutable list of meal, something like this. And then inside of out, I'm going to do out dot... Is it add in Kotlin? I've been doing loads of JavaScript recently, so I can never remember. Dot push. Oh, I need to write this properly. Dot add. Whew. Add and then a meal. I want to create a meal item. So inside a meal, I need ID, string, thumbnail. And this is really simple because we've got this thing that's split up. So I'll call it split like that. And this split is in a little list of substrings, which is each one of these basically now. If this makes sense. If I'm making no sense, then please let me know. Physical 256 has said, writing scheduler for world's biggest robotic telescope. That sounds dope, man. That sounds interesting as hell. Can you tell us more? I have so many questions. Robotic telescope. Does that mean that it's doing its own thing and it's taking photographs of like spacey stuff? Sorry, I'm a bit of a not knowing person. An idiot is what it's called. Can you tell us more? That sounds genuinely super fascinating. Right, now I need to reconstruct the meal, and I'm going to use spl and 0, spl, and then 1, spl, and then 2. There we go. So now what I've done is, let me just reformat that so it looks a bit nicer. I've made a list called out, and for each, I've split this incoming string, which is the one that's stored into the database, split it by commas, which is each one of the meals. So each one of the meals is split. And then for each meal, basically, I split by that delimiter that we called before, and then just reconstruct the meal out of it. Right at the bottom, I'm going to return out. Oi, oi, oi. Watch this not work now, and I'm going to cry if that's the case. Right. Oh, God, let's get rid of that string there. We got the type converter, notorious type converter, notorious, dope. We need to just tell it to use type converters now, and I can't remember how to do this, so I think it's database. In here, I think I tell it about the type converters. Nope, let's just Google it. Google. Room. Oh, hang on, maybe it's here. Database, type converters, bosh. Okay, so it's an annotation underneath database. Excellent, thank you, internet. Type converters, type converters, type notorious type converter. Is it a no? Why am I not getting notorious converter class? Dope. Okay. Whew. This is probably still not going to work because we've seen in this channel that things like this don't work nicely. We've told it can take categories. I need to also now tell it, before I forget, that it can take dish response class. It can take dish response class, which is in the dishes. It knows how to do string. It doesn't know how to do list of meals, but now it does. Let's see what happens. Oh, wait, I've not actually stored it to the database yet. Inside of the dishes repository then, just for now then, when we get this response, I'm going to shove it into the database. Did I write the DAO for it? I didn't even write the DAO for it. Let's start with writing the DAO. I'm going to do another suspend function, save dishes response. I'm going to pass it the doctor. This is response. Save that in there, and I want to do an insert on conflict resolution. Always replace and update if we get new stuff. Oh, we got some comments coming in. Sorry, here we go. You need to make number of dashes equal. Oh my God, Zeus, did I not? Thank you for spotting that if that's the case. Number of dashes equals 1, 2, 3. I should just put a delimiter as a constant here. Let's just do that because that's safe. Const val delim, baby. We'll call it delim like that. And then instead of these 3 dashes, I'll do delim. Oh, I've just killed the dollar and thingy there. Trying to be Vimy. Delim here. Okay. Now the delims are in there properly, and I can change around quotes and just put delim in there as well. So hopefully they're all equal. I hope they're not. Probably make a constant. Yeah, great idea, Zeus. Sorry, I should have read down a little bit more. Physical 256 is saying, yep, totally autonomous research telescope. Engineer visits every couple of weeks. Not built quite yet, but we have the current biggest... Sorry, not built quite yet, but we have the current biggest 2. This one is new. That's dope. Cool. When's it getting built? Multi-agent job shop problem scheduling. Multi-agent job shop problem scheduling with bits of ML, RL, etc. That's a lot of words. Sorry, I'm an idiot. ML, machine learning. RL, rotisserie learning? Probably rotisserie learning. In fact, I don't want to know the truth. Rotisserie learning makes this world more magical. All really early days, just doing exploratory data analysis on the old telescope engineering database ATM. That sounds dope. Good luck. I would love to hear more and more. Notorious, there's a high probability there's some good robot jokes in there. Zeus. What robot? Zeus! Come here, Zeus, quick. Zeus. Sorry, not Zeus. Notorious, come here. Notorious. What robot jokes? Tell us some robot jokes. Do it. Nothing, folks, to see here. Notorious, please go back to the class and sit down. That needed punctuation. That did need punctuation. Multi-agent job shop problem scheduling with a bit. I like that. Reinforcement learning. Well, rotisserie learning is better, I think. So that one's for free. Computer learning people. Right, let's run the app and just see the problems because I've forgotten something. Anyway, yeah, okay. Oh, primary key. Primary key, we can do that. In the dishes repository, the primary key will actually be the category ID, okay, which is nice because each category ID was unique anyway, and the response will be unique anyway, so we can use the category ID as the dishes response. Now, what's up with you? Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't finish this. I told you I didn't finish something. Disher DAO, we're just saving it for now, right? So I just want to do the saving. Save dishes response. Thank you. Save, run. Right, I've not got it back yet. We've not done the other half of the job, but we can at least see that the database is being written to. I got a crash. Oh, I got a crash. Yeah. Illegal state exception. Room cannot verify the integrity. Aha! This is the classic need to uninstall Room because the database has changed beyond Room's capabilities. Now, this is where a better human being than I would write a migration strategy or do like the auto migration in Room, but that's not today. That's not today. I'm going to uninstall it and reinstall it. So wipes the database, puts the fresh one on it, no errors. Here we go. Is network on or off? Network's on. So we got chicken. Nice, that's loading as well, which is great. And so at that moment, we should have actually had things written into our database. Let's go check. Let me see your database. Show it to me. Show it to me. Android Studio, there you go. Categories. And wait, no. Dishes. Dishes. Oh, there we go. Our dishes is in there. And yeah, it's a bit gross. It's a bit of a gross way of doing it, frankly. Actually, that's a really shitty way of doing it. Look at this. Look at this. Let me put this in like a Vim buffer so we can just look at this monstrosity. Hang on. Give me all of it. I want to copy all of it. It's not letting me have all of it. Oh. Okay, there we go. It was letting me have all of it. So that's our, the type converters worked, folks, which is really great. That's what it's turned into. And arguably that is a disgusting way to have a database because it's stored in one row in the database, which is so gross. There's a better way of doing this. Let's find it. Let's find it. That's what today's about. I've got 20 minutes. Let's find it. I think I want to store each meal. I mean, this is the dishes database after all. I'm going to store each meal in this database and give it maybe a, I don't know what the right SQL word is, but a secondary key of chicken category ID, maybe. That's a much better way of doing things. Anyway, we've got the basis set up now. So actually this, what is that abomination? Great question, Rick. Check it out. That's that's my type converters response there because instead of just like a sane person saving, you know, each thing in its separate row, I was like, you know what? Rows are for weak people. Rows are for peasants. We can do it all on one row. No, we're changing that now. We're changing that. Bear with me, Rick. We're gonna change that. That was disgusting. I don't like that. So what we're gonna do instead, I have to figure this out as I go. I'm gonna put meals. Oh, there's that delimitator coming back. I'm gonna put meals back in the dishes thing here, right? I'm gonna do it like that. So each meal, and instead, I'm going to give the meal the category ID. Oh, excuse me. Category ID, which is that unique string from the category, right? I cannot type right now. Rick's come online, and I'm confused like crazy. I'm going to make the primary key for that the meal ID, which is better. And then I'm just going to check if this thing exists, because this would be great if a secondary... No, it doesn't exist, does it? A foreign key, is it called? Foreign key. Foreign key. Yeah, but that's when you want to link two databases, and I ain't about to bloody do that, because that sounds like a lot of work. Notorious. My motto is, at first, it is a shit show, but if it works, a very good heat start. My motto is, at first, it is a shit show, but if it works, it's a very good... Oh, head start. Okay. Oh, right, you even... I need to read the next comment. See, I'm spending too many time on one comment. Yeah, agreed. So for now, we'll just do it like this, I think. And what I'll do is when I actually make the query, I'll search for category IDs that match the one. Anyway, go back here. Let's kill this off. We're not interested in that. We don't want to set that anymore. We want to set the category ID in the meal. This type converter can probably actually die now. I really don't need this anymore. What a waste of time. Although maybe a great example of type converters. No, I mean, not a great example, but an example of type converters. What I want to do is response.forEach. No, I want to... How do I change a... Response.meals.forEach, it.category ID equals category name. That doesn't work because it's a val. This needs to be a var because we don't instantiate at the same time. Fine. I don't like that. That's gross. Can somebody help me? Maybe people know a better way of doing like a more syntactically correct way of... changing a field in each one of the list items. Although now that I've said it, that feels possibly like it's the only way. Anyway, don't matter. And now instead, I would like to take a leaf from this book. List of meals. Here we go. So changing the thing type now to be list of meal. Meal is already the dishes database. We are going to have to do a little kill of the old database again because it's got the wrong information. But we go to the dishes database. Now it doesn't take dishes response anymore. It takes meal. Meal. And we've just deleted the type converter. Okay. I think... What's up with you? There's a red here somewhere. Oh, no. There's a dead import there. Killed it. I used Control, Option, and O to automatically get rid of imports. Or clean up imports is the correct way of saying it. Now, response.meals. There we go. Cleaned up my job. Nice. Okay. But now we're going to have a problem because back in the dishes screen, I did this whole thing. The category ID. So I don't know. We'll just do dishes, the first one. Get the category ID of that. Is that wrong? I think that's wrong. Dishes.meals. Get the first one. This is wrong, and this is just for testing purposes, so I can see the category ID is set successfully. Anyway, run it. It'll complain. It'll crash because I need to uninstall the app. Crash. There you go. Nice. I'm not even going to bother looking at logcat because I'm super pro dude. Uninstall immediately. Don't question it. Play it again. And there we go. And this time now, hopefully we should have meals that are more sensible. Chicken. There's our category coming back through successfully. Let's go to the app inspector. I feel like I've forgotten something. That was too fast, possibly. So we'll probably see an abomination again here. I don't know. Dishes. There we go. Dishes. It's got the meal ID as its primary key, the category ID chicken, and the actual information beyond it. So if we now go to a different thing, I'll go to beef. We're getting the beef category now, and if I look in dishes, we should see chicken. Is live updates off? Oh, it is. Bollocks. There we go. And now we can see beef. Now, we're not actually getting it yet, so let's get it. Let's do the whole, let's just, before this session ends today, let's do the old wiring up correctly. Wait, I need to go to the repository. Dishes repository. Nope. Repository. Oh, dishes repository. Does anyone else have that? You just start mashing keys and things just start to happen. Idiot, Ben. How's everyone doing? Who wants a joke? Give me a page number. I'll give you a joke. What's happening? You tell me a joke. Oh, did I just say that? Is that a thing that we're doing now? I think it is. I think it's happening. I need entertainment too. Right. So here we need to do a couple of things. We need to do the best practices again, which is the with context. I'm just writing rough notes. And we need to do the on exception situation if this line fails, because this line could fail. So let's start with that. Let's do the try. Let's do the catch. I always like to write things out, even though I could copy and paste pretty good. Let's take our tasty treat in there. Stick it all in there. Notorious is at page 47. I love it when people say page numbers. That's my jam. That's what I love. Mate, this is weird. Check this out. Page 47. Category. Chickens. Chicken. Oh, wait. We're on the beef screen. Let me go to the chicken screen. Chicken is the category. Here we go. No. I love it. I might do 2 because this is a great category. Just rest yourself. Rest yourself. Get cozy. Chickens category to take us home before I finish this work. 2 jokes. Here's one. Here's number 1. Why did the chicken go red? It was hen-barrassed. 5 more points to Notorious, please. And the second joke, because this one I saw it and I liked it. Why was the chicken sent home from school? It used foul language. Foul language. Thing is, if you don't know, I'm not even going to explain it. Google it. Foul. Fowl. I'm going to Google it. No, I've got work to do. Stop getting distracted, Ben. Thank you, Notorious. 5 more points to Notorious. I hope someone's keeping track. Notorious Biaggi. Wait, am I allowed to say that? Probably get spanked for that. Right. So this is all wrong. Let's start by doing a return statement here. We'll clean this up in a second, I promise. And then in the exception, we want to do a dishes. No, we'll do it all straight away now because we don't need to do the middle step. We already know what we're doing. So I need to write the query first of all for the database to get the dishes. Get dishes for category. Oh my god. Okay. Category ID is a string, right? And it returns a list. Oh. This is killing me. List of meal. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Right, query. Query time. Now, this is an interesting one because I've got a variable that I want to use inside of this thing. So this is actually going to be a nice little demonstration of that. So we want to do query. Oh, no, not query. This is select. So select all of it from the dishes database where category ID. Where category ID equals, I think it's 1 equals in SQL. Let's just check it out. Room, select where. Come on, give me what I want. Just search for the room, the room, search for the word where. There it is, where, min age. Okay, is there an equals? Oh God, I'm pretty sure it's 1 equals. There's 1 equals, bang. Okay, so, and we can see how we use the variables, by the way. We do a colon and something. So that's actually interesting to know. So where it equals category ID. And in fact, I'm going to change this one, category ID in, just to be super duper clear about what I'm using. So I'm getting from the dishes database, which is where meals are stored, the ones that match the category ID with the category ID coming in. Let's see if this works. I have no idea. It should do. Right. DAO.get dishes for category. It's going to be called category name is going in. And this returns a list, which we're not done yet. We need to do a dishes response. Oh no, dishes response. And we need to pass in the list like that. Whew. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. I have no idea if this will work. I should have Thai green curry at the bottom, Amasek Perisin at the top. Let's just check. So click on chicken, Amazon Perisin at the top, Thai green curry at the bottom, right? Nice. Okay, turning off the data and turning off the network even. Off you go. Away with you, app. Oh, we got some chat coming in. Oh my goodness, sorry. 47. That's a good one. No trouble there. Okay, I've cleared cookies, but I can't see how eating 250 Oreos will help my computer. Physical 256 coming with a killer. That caught me off guard. I thought you were actually asking me a question. That's why we've got better. Notorious says, Notorious big old school rapper, although my nickname was nothing to do with it. It has more to do with the last 3 letters. ITS, an acronym. Oh, it's an acronym. Not my best dad joke, admittedly, Physical 256. I would disagree. I would say that's one of the top dad jokes that I've ever heard. Zeus asks, does Compose work with paging? I don't know. Sorry. It's not a great answer. I really don't know. I assume so. I think you're talking about like the paging library, right? That does like paged network requests, right? I can't imagine why it wouldn't. Compose is this sort of sliced away UI layer that should, if you architecture correctly, not know about the paging of it all. But I don't honestly know. I'm very sorry. That's a really rubbish answer. I assume so. I really assume so. I'll Google it in a second. Anyway, what did I just do? I turned the network off. No, I didn't. Network. I did turn it off. And now I need to run the app again. And let's see. There's our categories that are coming back from the network. Chicken. There's our chicken category coming back from the network. Starting with Emerson Perison, ending in Thai green curry. Let's go to another category, lamb, that we didn't save. We got a crash. It didn't go quietly into that quiet night. It crashed it all up. Why did it crash it all up? Index out of bounds exception. That's fine. It's looking for data that it hasn't got, and that's fine because that's accurate. We should deal with that, I think, actually. Maybe by putting that in a try catch. Surely that'll come back with a list of something. I kind of want to try that actually. Let's debug that actually. Disher. I'm going to debug that and just have a little look. Let's go to lamb, was it? Loading. Here we go. We hit this. Category of lamb. I'm going to play over it. And we've got a list of nothing, which is fine. Dishes response. Oh no, does my UI not accept an empty dishes response properly? Dishes screen. Dishes list. Meal. It should come in here and just be like, huh. Oh, I knew that would come back to bite me. Remember, I put for debugging purposes the meal 0 category ID. For debugging purposes, it's come back to bite me. Let's get rid of that. That's a dumb way of doing it anyway. Because I clearly have the dish thing as it is anyway. Click lamb. There we go. No crash. Empty list. Whew. It came back to bite my ass. I knew it would. And then the final bit. Let's do the good practices that we've been doing. For our coroutines, we want to, first of all, use the injected dispatcher for coroutine dispatcher, which should get this ping immediately. It knows how to inject that. We want to, with the context, dispatcher, switch, dispatcher. Okay. It's struggling. We want to take all this and jam it in this. We want to delete that. We want to return that. And I think we're all groovy as that is anyway. Let's delete that, clean it up, comment format, get rid of the spaces. Okay, run it again just to be safe. I think I turned the network back on, so we're all good in the hood. Ooh, here we go. Sorry, not my best dad joke. Compose. Zeus, there should be a version of Compose, though. The last time I checked, it was an alpha. Okay. And Philip Andrews retracted his message, so I didn't get to read that in time. I bet it was good. Anyway, lamb. There's loading lamb. Nice. And then we go back. And what was I doing? Testing. Let's turn the internet off. Internet off. Yep. And we're going to jump right back into lamb again. The internet is off. Hit lamb again. Nice. And that's coming from the DB instead. What happens if I click one more? Yeah, I haven't done the final layer of the stack. I do nothing in these videos. I'm very appreciative of the fact that you're still with me. Anyway, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is that Phil, by the way? That is Phil. Phil, how you doing? No worries. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. How are you doing, buddy? What's going on? And Zeus says, thanks for the info, Rick. Yeah, so, Rick, maybe you could tell us more about the paging on alpha. Anyway, folks, I think because it's almost 9, it's almost been 2 hours of streaming, I'm going to slowly wrap it up. But what I would like to say is a couple of things before we sort of finally finish. In fact, I'm going to jump back to my face here. First thing, I really want your suggestions for what I can continue to do with this app. I'm going to make this continue doing this room stack, so for caching in case we haven't got a network response, so the app can still be used without internet. And I'm going to do the save to favorites thing as a room database thing as well. So I've already got a couple of bits. But what I would say is if you go to the Disher repository on GitHub, go to the issues tab, people have already started putting suggestions in there. So please feel free to add more suggestions in there. Maybe you want me to do something with like Compose Canvas, some animation stuff. God, I don't know. Timing, I don't know. It's your problem to figure out ideas, not mine. But yeah, feel free to put them in there. Oh, right, I just realized you're seeing my face and not the repository. Anyway, I was saying the Disher repository, the issues tab, you can see there's a couple suggestions in there already. What else? Oh, Flow. Flow would be dope. Oh, my goodness. So I think I said about this in a different video, but I spoke with a guy called Jossie, like famous in the Android dev world, about navigation events in like the Compose world. And he gave me this really sweet answer of shared flow with make sure the replay cache is 0 as the like navigation event. And it was just like, it's tasty. It's just tasty flow stuff. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Yeah, other than that, maybe let's have one or two more jokes just before I disappear. Give you something interesting to leave with before I disappear for the holidays as well for a while. So if anybody in the chat, maybe you, Phil, maybe anyone else, give me a page number from 1 to 280 and I'll read you a joke. I will agree to do 2 jokes before I disappear. Other than that, I'll just say before I get these joke numbers, please type these joke numbers in now. They're page numbers, 1 to 280. As I said at the start of this episode, I'm really excited because Coding in Flow, the big Coding in Flow guy that I'm a massive fanboy of, he's going to be interviewing me in mid-December. So I'll keep you all posted about that. Just make sure that you go to my, let's see if I've got my screen set up correctly. Yeah, go to my Twitter handle up here, at Ben_Kadel, because that's my Twitter. I try and post on there often. So if you need like more direct updates from me, go to my Twitter. And obviously there's my handle for GitHub. And also over to this side, I've started doing something called Super Peer, which is having one-to-one sessions with people that want to talk about career potentialities, opportunities, talk about code, talk about Git, anything. Get on Super Peer. You can book a one-on-one session with me. I'd welcome it. I've had a couple already and the people have been fantastic. Some people in this very chat, I think. You know who you are. Here we go. We got some page numbers now. 123. I actually haven't played... Rick says, haven't actually played around with it. I was migrating to paging 3 a while back and saw that there was a Compose version. But we all know alpha means beta. And beta means stable. Yeah, so essentially it's released, right? It's released. We got the 2 page numbers. Okay, so Phil says 123. Physical256 says 139. Let's begin with Phil. 123. And then once I've done these 2 jokes, you can go and have a nice evening. Go eat and drink or something. Phil, this is for you. Everyone get cozy. Let's have a little crash zoom. Oh, that's nice. That's good and close. The category is geography. 123. Phil, this is for you, boo. I've got to pick one first, quick. That's awful. Okay, I'm doing it because it's awful. No, I need a partner for it. Forget it. I'll do it. Knock, knock. Who's there? Francis. Francis who? Francis, a country in Europe. I got nothing. Phil, well done. 20 points to Phil, please, on the docket. I'm not sure who's keeping count, but please make sure that you keep count of your points. All right, Phil, marvelous. That one was terrible. Thank you, Notorious. I agree. And over to Physical256 for page 139 to wrap up the evening. Is that a dab emoji list? Oh no, the dab police, the young police, the old police. They're gonna come and get me. I'm too old to be dabbing. Anyway, Physical256. You said page 139, and your topic is history. History. Get cozy, everyone. Wrong way. Get cozy, relax for the final joke before the holiday break. Christmas, whatever. Let's... I got to pick a good one. That's not good. No, I will come back to that if I can't find a better one. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll do this one. Here we go. For you, Physical256, thank you for your page number. What did they... I'm about on Tech Nomad Slack, by the way, if you want to chat robot telescope stuff. I do, and I will. I will see you on the TN Slacky boo. But here's a joke for you before you disappear. Before we all disappear. Not that we're going to disappear. Anyway, what did they call the Emperor of France after he was hit by a cannonball? Napoleon blown apart. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with me this evening for part 5 of our live stream. I hope some of the stuff was interesting. We did a bit of coding, but again, with my videos, I never really do much. I promise I will get on the 3K celebration video at some point in the future, but it's probably going to be January by now at this point. Otherwise, please stay in touch. Hit me up on Twitter at Ben_Kadel. I'll stay around in the chat if you have any questions that you'd like to ask. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate and love you all. Thank you for your joke page numbers, and have a beautiful evening and have an even better December and holiday period. See you in January, folks. Bye-bye.